Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn Root for Personal Liberty. Obama and the Democrats are facing a disaster at the voting booths in November. First, his ratings have hit all-time lows. Second, 70% of the public believes America's headed in the wrong direction. Welcome to my world. Third, polls rate Obama the worst president since World War II, lower than even Nixon or Carter. Heck, he's the worst president ever. And Obamacare rates at all-time lows. Remarkably, Obamacare just experienced one of the biggest month-to-month opinion drops in the history of polling. Yet Obama and his Kool-Aid drinking Democratic supporters are so ideological, delusional, and out of touch with middle-class America, they don't understand why this is happening. My new book, The Murder of the Middle Class, is about how America and our greatest asset, the middle class, is being destroyed from within. It is important to know this murder is not just due to misguided, inept, or amateurish policies. It's deliberate, purposeful, and planned destruction. Every day, the middle class sees their jobs being destroyed and replaced by low-wage, part-time jobs and/or government checks. Every day, their bills for gasoline, electric, groceries, and health insurance goes up. Every day, their job prospects, income, and assets go down. Little by little, the proud middle class is being forced to grovel for government checks or subsidies just to survive. It's not happening by accident or coincidence. It is a purposeful plan, and it is succeeding. How do I know? I was Obama's college classmate at Columbia University, where we studied this exact plan that he's been implementing for the past 6 years. It took a while, but middle-class Americans are finally waking up, finally realizing, with friends like Obama, who needs enemies. They're finally learning to watch what Obama does, not what he says. The middle class is finally understanding that when Obama says he wants to save the middle class, the proper reaction is to reach for your wallet. What made the light bulb go off? What turned the middle class against Obama? In a word, Obamacare. The reason is simple. Obamacare is no longer a theory in a campaign speech. America's middle class is now living and experiencing Obamacare. Here's a story that sums up what's happening in the real world outside Washington, D.C. I landed at the airport last week on a business meeting, and I hailed a cab. With no prodding, and as cab drivers are prone to do, the taxi driver wanted to vent. About what? Obamacare. He believes Obamacare has ruined his life. His words, not mine. This taxi driver had just heard from his insurance agent. He and his wife are in their late 40s. They just found out their premium will double starting in January. But that's only the start of their pain. Their copay is tripling from $10 per doctor visit to $30. Their surgery coverage is going from 90% to only 80%. And their deductibles doubling from $500 to $1,000. How's that for details? Add it up, and this middle-class couple faces a tripling of health care expenses. The reason, of course, is because Obamacare demands this middle-aged couple pay to cover pregnancy, prenatal, sex change surgery, and abortions, none of which they'll ever need in their remaining lifetime. And of course, the middle class has to pay double or triple to cover the costs of 30 million poor people now about to receive Obamacare or receiving Obamacare. Well, I don't know if this cabbie understood the reasons why his health care costs were tripling. He certainly understands they're tripling. He understands the effect these dramatic cost increases will have on his middle-class lifestyle. It will destroy it, and it will destroy him. He also clearly understands his options. He said his options are to go without health insurance at all, now against the law, but pray that no one catches him and no one in his family gets sick, or declare bankruptcy, give up his home in foreclosure, and move into a small apartment, or quit his job and live on the government dole. These are the choices left for middle-class Americans because of Obamacare and Obama. My personal story is similar. Before Obamacare, my family's health insurance was $500 per month. Today it's $1,700 per month, but about to get worse. Aetna just canceled my policy effective January 1st. I've never been sick in my life. They blamed it on the mandates and costs of Obamacare. Will the new policy be $2,500 per month, $3,000 per month? How high can it go? Few small businessmen can afford $30,000 or more per year for health insurance. This is a disaster. It's financial ruin. As small businessmen like me close our businesses or lay off employees to pay for Obamacare, that's the death of full-time jobs in America. This is the murder of the middle class. This same story is playing out across America. The middle class is being financially murdered, and they know it. It's hitting their pocketbooks hard. Well, many of us conservative pundits predicted it. The cat's now out of the bag. Obamacare is no longer a theory on paper or political lies at a campaign rally. It's the law. People are experiencing it, and it's destroying middle-class lives from coast to coast. So finally, the slumbering giant has awakened. The middle class understands the truth. Obamacare isn't helping us. Obamacare is our enemy. We now know Obama committed fraud when he said, if you like your insurance, you can keep it. We know he committed fraud when he said your prices are going down. We know he committed fraud when he said our quality of care would not go down. We know he committed fraud when he said we could keep our current doctors. We know he committed fraud when he said Obamacare would help the economy. We know he committed fraud when he said it wouldn't kill jobs. We now know that Obamacare is the death of our middle class quality of life. It's all about income redistribution. As Obama said, let's just spread the wealth around. But that was the plan all along. It was never about improving health care. It was always about shifting the costs of health care to the middle class. It was always about making the middle class poor and dependent on government to create a two-class society, the super rich and the poor. Yes, Obama's been successful in his purposeful plan to murder the middle class, but wait until he sees what we're going to do to him and his Democratic allies in November. The middle class is enraged like never before, and we will have our revenge. I'm Wayne Allen Root for Personal Liberty. See you next week. God bless America.